Hi folks, I'm Ian Baker, and today we're going to go over the 2020 Heartland Pioneer RL250. This floor plan, as you can see, features two recliners in the back, big rear picture window, super slide with both a sofa and U-shaped dinette, as well as dual entrances with one in the master bedroom. If we actually start off here on the kitchen, a couple quick things you'll notice. One of them is that they give you the double basin stainless steel sink here, and it's pretty deep bowls, which I like. A lot of times manufacturers will try to save some money and give you shallow bowls, but that's not the case here. Standard high-rise faucet, and over to this side is your recessed cooktop with a glass cover. This, of course, just folds up and back like so to access those three burners. And you will see the upgraded grate here on the Suburban cooktop. Gives it more of a residential look. Right underneath is the oven if you want to do some baking. And if we take a look over to this side, you will see the fridge freezer, Dometic fridge freezer combo, stainless looking panels. This unit does run off both propane and electric. You will also see your microwave right up top, little cubby hole there. Underneath is your hood with a light and a fan. Additional storage over to this side of that. One of the changes they made here at the 2020, you'll see they went with some darker knobs and pulls rather than like a brushed. They went with a little bit darker than the oil rub bronze, almost nearing black, but it does kind of help blend into the cabinetry a little bit better rather than pop out. If we take a look underneath, you have an LED light and also an electrical outlet right up there in case you need to plug in like a coffee maker, blender, and you have this big spot right back here on the counter in which you can put that. Dropping down underneath, if we take a look under the sink, small little storage area there. You may be able to fit a small trash can in there, but it's probably going to be a little tough. And then right around to this side, you get three full extension ball bearing drawers. That way you have spot for your flatware and whatever else you need. Taking a look at the back of the campers, I mentioned both of these are recliners. So a couple things here. One, with this floor plan, the great thing about having the seats back here is you're surrounded by natural light. So it's great, you know, if you want to sit back here during the day, you can read, maybe enjoy the view out of the back. My only hang up personally is that the chairs are kind of large to fit in this space. If we take a look kind of over, to the side, you'll see that when you're coming in the entrance, the door kind of almost half covers the entrance there, and you can turn it, push it back a little bit, but then it makes it hard to recline. So you kind of have to pull it out to make it recline. So just know that you have to maneuver the chairs a little bit, which with this floor plan is fairly common, and that's throughout almost all manufacturers. You will see across the top, you have additional storage right up there, and then also you have the little end table right there in the center. So if you have beverages or something, it gives you a place in which you can set them. Over to the side is the super slide, and in here you will see the jackknife style sofa. Great thing about a jackknife, of course, is all the storage you get underneath. It also drops down into a bed. My favorite part about this one, however, is that this center cushion drops down and gives you this big armrest. You'll see in here you have your cup holders. These do light up if you have shore power. Also has USB port, so if you need to charge like your cell phone or tablet while you're sitting here, it gives you the ability to do that. And it is a large armrest, so it is very comfortable. Both people can very easily use it. However, the TV is over there, so it's not super conducive to watching TV. You kind of want to be in the chairs if you're going to do that, or even better yet, right here in the U-shaped dinette. So if we take a look at the dinette, again, you will see that it is a large U-shaped one. It does drop down into a bed, which is fantastic. Two adults can easily and comfortably sleep here. And for dining, you can very easily fit 4 people. It is, again, a pretty large U-shaped dinette. And you will see that when I sneak in here, I have good space from both the table to my torso. So, I don't feel closed in. Same thing with my legs. I have plenty of room there as well. It's not sitting right on top of my legs. And as I said, you can, very easily fit 2 people. If, you have smaller kids, they want to sit Indian style, you can probably fit 3 right along this back side here. But otherwise, you'll be banging each other's knees if you try to fit 3 adults there. You'll also see the nice light fixture. I enjoy that. Helps kind of spice things up a little bit. Nice extra little aesthetic piece there. And then the TV will go right here if you decide to put one in. You have storage right up above. Then your multimedia center right down below. This is Bluetooth capable. A couple USB ports there. And then some additional storage underneath. Right over here is the bathroom. Again, as I said, they kind of went with the darker pulls on here instead of the brushed nickel. And when we walk inside, right down in the corner is the foot flush lever toilet. As far as space, I have no issues here. Even with the door closed, I have plenty of shoulder space. If you want, you can kind of put your arm up here, gives you a little bit of an armrest. My toes are just fine as well. The sink top, you'll see a little bit of storage there underneath, as well as plumbing access, of course, electrical outlet, your hand towel ring, mirrored medicine cabinet right up above, vent fan, and over here to this side is the shower. I will stand in here for you. I am 6 foot. As you see, I have a little bit of space, so if you're 6'1", you'll probably be touching the ceiling. If you're any taller than that, you'll have to bend down a little bit. You have shelves in here as well as your hand wand, and then of course your curtain to close off so you're not getting water everywhere. When we move up into the master bedroom, you will see the queen bed here in the center with nightstands on both sides. You also have electrical outlets on both sides, so if you need to plug in cell phones or a CPAP machine, you have the ability to do that. Right up above is your wardrobe. You have mirrored doors so you can make sure you're looking great for the day, and additional storage going right across the top. You will also see that right behind me is that second entrance I mentioned in the beginning of the video. So that way if you have guests sleeping out in the main living area, you can come in later or leave earlier in the morning and not disturb them. And straight across on the other wall is your TV hookup. Now that we've seen the inside, let's take a look at some of the outside features on the 2020 Pioneer RL250. Right up front is the power tongue jack. This makes it a lot easier to connect and disconnect from your tow vehicle, because all you have to do is flip the rocker switch here to raise and lower the tongue. Then you also have a light right up front for added visibility at night. Right behind that, 2 20-pound propane tanks with the cover, and then rails right here for your battery. You will also see the diamond plating coming up the front, helping to protect the front end from some of the rocks and debris that may get thrown up by your tow vehicle. If we drop back down, this one does have a fully enclosed and insulated underbelly as well, helping to keep out a lot of the road grime and hopefully some of the rodents in the off season, as well as keeping things a little bit warmer in colder climates. You will see this one has a covered hinge on the pass-through, that way you don't have a bunch of rust coming down your door. And then if we take a look inside, you will see that it is a fully completed pass-through. It's fully finished. You don't have any wood exposure or anything in here. And it's a decent size pass-through as well. You have the same size door on the other side, so that way you can access the same items from either side. Power awning on here, touch a button to roll that out. Same thing to have it go back in. You will notice that it covers both entrances as well. So that way, if you are coming in, you don't have a bunch of water getting dumped down on you, which is great, especially in the morning after rain like we had last night. I like the fact that it does cover both because that doesn't always happen. You will also notice right down here you have power stabilizer jacks. This front control will operate the front two, the back one will operate the rear two. This is your secondary entrance, so you have your standard 3 foldable steps. They do give you the large grab handle, so that way, it just helps you grab it a little bit better. You have a little more control there. 2 outside speakers. Those are controlled by that multimedia center inside, but as I mentioned, that unit is Bluetooth capable. Going back a little bit further, you'll see your fresh tank fill. So if you're going somewhere you don't have city water, you'll want to make sure that you fill up your fresh tank. That is the place to do it. Outside TV connection, you have the cable outlet as well as your electrical outlet. That way you can set up a TV out here. And as you would want, that is of course underneath the awning. Your primary entrance gets the More Ride step above step system. Excellent step system here, aluminum treads. That way your steps won't rust out on you. Also has the grip tape for some added traction. And you have the even larger foldable grab handle here, which is good because these steps do come out a little bit further, and that gives you that ability to just have that control from the very first step rather than having to reach all the way up to grab a smaller grab handle. Secondary controls right back here. That is again for the stabilizer jacks that will operate the rear two. And as we come around to the back, you'll notice a couple things. One is your square tubular bumper. This normally does come with end caps. That gives you a super convenient spot in which you can store your sewer hose. You will also see the storage rack. I personally love this. They did mount the spare tire here, which is great because it's easy to get to, but just bear in mind this has a 200-pound weight capacity. You do have to account for the weight of the tire there, so make sure you subtract that, versus whatever else you're putting on there. But this is awesome because it doesn't void your manufacturer warranty because it comes straight from the manufacturer, and it gives you extra space for, you know, totes, coolers, firewood, whatever else you want to put out here that either won't fit in your pass-through or you just don't want to put up in your pass-through. You'll also notice that you have a propane quick connect, so if you want to hook up a grill back here, you can do that. Just pop it right in that quick connect, and that way it'll feed off your 20-pound bottles up front rather than having to bring the small green ones. This is that big rear picture window we saw inside. You'll see that it does open up, which is fantastic. And then right up above that, you will also see your backup camera prep. So that way, if you want a backup camera, having the prep makes it easier, meaning that it will save you money on labor. Last thing I want to touch on right in the back is right back here, and that of course is the cable inlet. When we move up front on the off-door side, you will notice the outside shower with both hot and cold water access there, city water inlet directly underneath that, and a black tank flush to wash out your black tank. Your 30-amp detachable power supply is right next door. All right, folks, and that wraps it up. Again, this is the 2020 Pioneer RL250. If you're interested in this travel trailer and you would like price and availability, simply click on the link in the description. Thanks again for watching. I'm Ian Baker, and let's go camping.